folks. Let me just show you a little bit of the old apartment, the one that I'm moving out of. This is obviously the bathroom. You can see the toilet is a little bit cramped there. That white box on the right is actually the the washing machine. This is pretty typical to have the washing machine in the bathroom, but I think usually there's a little bit more room there. The toilet is a little bit cramped because you're going to have to squeeze between the washing machine and the wall. It's not that big of a deal. There's also no toilet paper holder. You just kind of have to put the toilet paper on top of the washing machine. There's some cabinet space up there. This looks a little bit bizarre at first, this kind of pipe thing on the wall. This is actually a standard fixture in Russian apartments. This is the dryer. That is the closest thing you get to a clothes dryer in Russia. Basically, dryers don't exist in Russia, and so it's typical to have near the washing machine this sort of I think it carries hot water. I think this is basically just a hot water pipe that's been installed in the wall and has, you know, kind of been run in a snake sort of shape so that you can hang clothes on it and dry them thus. One thing also that inspires great confidence in me was when I just turned on the water right now, and you can see the water is brown as it comes out. Yeah, that really inspires confidence in the tap water here. Basically, most of the pipes in Russia are old and rusty, and that may be actually accumulated rust in there. You may notice I have this turned to the left, so it's hot water. If you put it on the right, it actually comes out pretty clean. It's pretty clear water. It just turns brown when you turn it to the hot side. So there you go. Apparently Russian hot tap water is not very clean. This is the shower. It's also pretty uncommon to have mounted, like wall mount shower heads in downtown St. Petersburg. So usually they're just like a handheld thing that you leave sitting on top of the faucet assembly there. I also love the way there's this random sort of pipe in the ceiling of the shower. I really have no idea what it is. It has some sort of insulation on it, so I don't know what it's supposed to carry. But yeah, it comes out here into this is the kitchen area, and kind of snakes down here and goes down behind the stove. Actually, I think that might be, I'm wondering if that's a gas pipe. It seems to go into the stove, so it's probably a gas pipe actually to carry gas and to power the stove. Oh, also the stove itself is kind of awesome. A lot of stoves here don't have self-ignition, by which I mean, you know how in most, if you're from North America and you have a gas stove, you probably notice that when you turn it on, there's that click, 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 click sound. That's basically the lighter trying to light the gas, and then when the gas lights up, it stops. This stove has no lighter. Basically, you turn on the, you have to, you know, turn the knob to turn the gas on, and then you have to actually take one of these matches. The apartment actually came with a book of matches on. One was stuck to the box and just fell off. Oops. These are used matches that somebody has just left sitting there. But basically, you have to light a match, hold the match up to the burner, and then light the gas thus. So it's pretty awesome. There's also, if you look in the, where was it? Oh, it's back here. So that is in the ceiling. That appears to be a neighbor's drain pipe that has just been rigged to come down through my kitchen. So basically the upstairs neighbor's wastewater is just coming down through the ceiling and is running in this pipe that's you know, that goes down next to the kitchen sink. And again, it's not a big deal. I mean, it doesn't actually impact how I live, obviously. It's just sort of reflective of Russian architectural standards, because, you know, in the United States, this would never fly. I mean, in the United States, they would never permit you to sell an apartment like this. At least I don't think so. I'm pretty sure this violates some kind of, I don't know if it would be a federal housing standard or what, but yeah, I mean, at least from a commercial perspective, they would never allow you to just have exposed pipes like this. But here in Russia, nobody really cares. It's just sort of indicative of a larger mindset that says, hey, you know, it's still perfectly functional. Why not? All this stuff came with the apartment, actually, and so I'll be leaving it behind. All these bowls and cups and glasses and stuff. It's actually pretty uncommon in Russia to have an apartment with no furnishings or anything like that. Usually they'll come with a bunch of glasses and cups. It's not like the North American apartment market where usually apartments are literally just four walls. Well, typically I think in North America you get a fridge and you do get a fridge and freezer and stove, but that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a toilet and stuff like that, but this is the chill-out room. This is actually one of the primary selling points of the apartment. It's basically like a little loft that you can climb these stairs up to and sit around here. And there's actually the apartment actually came with a guitar that's sitting up there. I don't play guitar, so I haven't used it, but you can see there's like a picture of some mountainscape on the wall. It's kind of nice. I mean, the way that the apartment has been decorated and laid out is actually very nice. Here in the living room again, you know, there's this painting here. There's some kind of a, it's almost like a papier-mâché tree or something like that in the corner. This is the futon, which I've been sleeping on. And then there's all these decorations here on the wall, all these, a lot of handmade decorations. This is highly atypical. This is not typical of a Russian apartment, but I think the person who owns the apartment, or who previously was here, something like that, was an artist, and I think they're actually, they actually had nothing better to do than just make little handmade decorations like this, and so they just left them here. Actually, I think they might be for sale. I think they might even be selling these, but anyway. So yeah, there you go. And then there's, that is the single lone window in the apartment. This is, there's just one window in the apartment, so it leaves the place kind of, I actually, when I first moved in here, I liked that fact, because it keeps it cool. Because a minimum of windows means that you have minimal exposure to, obviously, the greenhouse effect. And so on hot days, when I first came here, it just happened to be very hot and sunny, and so I lucked out in that sense, in the sense that this was kind of a refuge of cool, because it was usually significantly cooler here than outside. But of course, when it's cloudy and cold and rainy like it is today, like it frequently is in St. Petersburg as well as much of Russia, then it's it becomes kind of gloomy. Not that I necessarily mind, but I mean, it's still a nice little apartment. I've been told that this apartment is actually straight out of Dostoevsky. This is basically like the kind of closet that a Raskolnikov might have lived out of. There's the radiators down there, which aren't really terribly effective, although I haven't really experienced a real Russian winter yet. I mean, it's still, I mean, heck, it's still June. Today's just like a cool day in June, but I mean, I imagine that it must get terribly cold here in the dead of winter, obviously. There's a television. CRTs are still quite common in Russia. Most apartments don't have LCDs. They just have old-fashioned CRT televisions. And there you go. That's basically it. That's the, this is the apartment that I was staying in when I first came here. Again, it's really not a bad place. I just couldn't stay here because I got very sick. Apparently also the fact that it's on the ground floor doesn't help. You can see if you look outside, you know, I'm right next to the street, which made it convenient to move in because there weren't any elevators or stairs to deal with. But apparently if you're on the lower levels of a building, it tends to make it more damp and more kind of moldy. So yeah, it's too bad I wasn't able to stay here. You can see it's not a bad place, actually. I mean, I know the whole thing with the toilet and the random stovepipe, like the random gas line to the stove going over the shower, is kind of weird. There's some strange sort of female dancing figure there in the bathroom. I don't know. This is a very artsy apartment. I know it looks weird, but it really wasn't a bad place to stay. I just eventually couldn't stay because I'm pretty sure that the air in here is what was making me sick. So anyway, yeah, this is the old apartment, and now you have an idea of what a typical downtown Petersburg apartment is like. This is a typical old apartment from like a 200-year-old building in downtown St. Petersburg. I haven't seen that many of them, but allegedly this kind of layout is not that unusual. This sort of vintage look is not rare. Anyway, all right, folks. I'll probably follow up with a video of the new apartment just for comparison's sake. But I hope you've enjoyed this absolutely thrilling video of an apartment in downtown St. Petersburg. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.